People who grew up in the late 1960s and 1970s love to talk about how they used to wear afros because that was a time when it was really popular. Pick it out every day with an afro pick that had a clenched fist and then sometimes leave it in the hair. Before the 1960s and the 1970s, it was the close crop haircut that was acceptable in black men. Before then, longer hair wasn't an afro. It was not considered a hairstyle. It was just considered unkempt. By the 1960s, young black activists started to look at the civil rights techniques as slow and too accommodating. And just as with white hippies, hair length became a way for black youth to rebel. Black youth began to reject the typical standard haircuts and began to identify with black power, the fist, and the afro. The civil rights movement started to give way to the Black Power movement, and the members of the Black Panther Party helped transform the afro from an unkempt head of hair to a hairstyle infused with political weight. The Panthers espoused black nationalism over integration, preached armed resistance to the nonviolent variety, and proclaimed that the afro would replace the standard acceptable hairstyle. In the early 1970s, the afro was the haircut of black people that white people who wanted to maintain the status quo feared. Later in the 70s, many mainstream celebrities like NBA players, comedian Richard Pryor, and a young Michael Jackson wore their afros proudly. Though their association made it less militant, they wore their hair as a symbol of their black identity in the face of their crossover success. Alongside movements for the political and cultural affirmation of black people, practices began to emerge that validated their hair. This way of using one's hair as an anti-colonial and anti-racist statement sought to turn the tables on stigmatization as a statement saying, "Black is beautiful." It implied a re-evaluation of not only skin color, but of all physical and cultural characteristics that are supposedly black, including hair. The troubling thing is, why letting one's hair grow the way it is genetically programmed has been and is still seen as revolutionary or inappropriate. Black people's hair is our power. The afro is more than just a natural style. It evolved from being a political statement. Natural hairstyles were once seen as untidy and unclean, using words like nappy and woolly as some of the negative descriptors that emerged at the time. When the Black is Beautiful movement began to gain traction, the media vilified those choosing natural styles as radical. The Afro style only shifted towards the mainstream when it gained popularities with celebrities like Diana Ross and the Jackson 5. Marcus Garvey encouraged black women to embrace their natural kinky hair. He argued that copying white Eurocentric standards of beauty denigrated the beauty of black women. Garvey stated, "Don't remove the kinks from your hair, remove them from your brain." Wearing an afro became a weapon in the fight for racial equality, as well as a public declaration of self-love and solidarity within the black community. Many black people considered going natural to be a radical move. Going natural was a resistance against what had been years of trying to fit into European American culture by straightening the hair. Going natural was about embracing yourself, loving yourself. With the growing popularity of the natural hair revolution, products began to emerge. Afro Sheen, developed by George Johnson's Johnson Products, was at the forefront of changing the way black men and women perceived their kinks and coils. Through the brand's versatile product line for naturally curly hair and their famous commercials that countered Eurocentric standards of beauty, black men and women developed a love for being natural. During the 60s and 70s and the rise of the Afro hairstyle, Afro Sheen products gained much popularity within the black community. Johnson became the exclusive sponsor of the syndicated television show Soul Train, exposing the brand to a national audience. With their unique television commercials and print ads, Afro Sheen challenged issues of race and self-perception by promoting black love, heritage, and unity. The bold messaging and brand position encouraged African Americans to embrace their natural beauty. Since its inception, the brand has been a pillar of black pride. The embrace of self-love and culture that resulted from the Afro launched an acceptance of other natural, culturally defined hairstyles such as dreadlocks, sisterlocks, twists, braids, and more. These styles continue to define a people and a culture. It was the Afro that started it all. Until next time. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Press the bell to be notified of future uploads. Thank you for watching.